come to order. We are now holding a meeting of the Labette County FFA chapter. Madam Vice President, are all officers at their stations?
I shall call the roll of officers, determine if they are at their stations, and report back to you, Madam President. The Sentinel.
Stationed by the door.
Your duties there.
Through this door pass many friends of the FFA. It is my duty to see that the door is open to our friends at all times and that they are welcome. I care for the meeting room and paraphernalia. I strive to keep the room comfortable and assist the President in maintaining order.
The Reporter.
The reporter is stationed by the flag.
Why by the flag?
As the flag covers the United States of America, so I strive to inform the people, in order that every man, woman, and child may know that the FFA is a national organization that reaches from the state of Alaska to Puerto Rico, and from the state of Maine to Hawaii.
The Treasurer.
Stationed at the emblem of Washington.
Your duties there.
I keep a record of receipts and disbursements, just as Washington kept his farm accounts, carefully and accurately. I encourage thrift among the members and strive to build up our financial standings through savings and investments. George Washington was better able to serve his country because he was financially independent.
The Secretary.
Stationed by the ear of corn.
Your duties there.
I keep an accurate record of all meetings and correspond with other secretaries wherever corn is grown and FFA members meet.
The Advisor.
Here by the owl.
Why stationed by the owl?
The owl is a time-honored emblem of knowledge and wisdom. Being older than the rest of you, I am asked to advise you from time to time as the need arises. I hope that my advice will always be based on true knowledge and ripened with wisdom. Madam Vice President, why do you keep a plow at your station?
The plow is a symbol of labor and tillage of the soil. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much. My duties require me to assist at all times in directing the work of our organization. I preside over meetings in the absence of our president, whose place is beneath the rising sun.
Why is the president so stationed?
The rising sun is a token of a new era in agriculture. If we follow the leadership of our president, we shall be led out of the darkness of selfishness and into the glorious sunlight of brotherhood and cooperation. Madam President, all officers are at their stations.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. The Secretary will call the roll of members.
There are 6 officers and 1 student advisor present, Madam President.
Thank you. FFA members, why are we here?
To practice brotherhood, honor agricultural opportunities and responsibilities, and develop those qualities of leadership which an FFA member should possess.
May we accomplish our purposes. I now declare this meeting of the Labette County FFA chapter duly open for the transaction of business or attention to any matters which may properly be presented.
Madam President.
Maggie.
I move that our reporter send chapter news by email to the parents of our FFA members.
Second.
It's been properly moved in second that our reporter send chapter news by email to the parents of our FFA members. Maggie, as the maker of this motion, would you like to exercise your first right to debate?
Thank you, Madam President. I think that this motion would greatly benefit our chapter. As we move into a more technological age, doing this would show that our organization is all about moving into the next era. I think that it would also save paper, and it would be a good alternative to mailing out news. In saying this, I urge a yes vote.
Discussion.
Madam President.
Bronte.
Although I see great merit in this motion, I am against it, seeing as not all families have a computer that they can check daily. I don't think it'd be quite as effective as we might think it would be. In saying this, I urge you to vote down on this motion.
Discussion.
Madam President.
Lacey.
I rise on the affirmative side of this motion. For if we were to send these results by email, it would allow us to transform, like this year's national convention theme, from our old ways of paper to today's technology, which would be able for us to reach out to more people. So in saying this, I urge a yes vote.
Discussion.
Madam President.
Kara.
I am very much for this motion, for as our FFA creed states, it influenced in our home and community. Being able to send these pictures to our community and our parents, we'd be better able to inform them of what's going on. I urge a yes vote.
Discussion.
Madam President,
Riley.
I rise in opposition against this motion. You see, not all of our parents have email addresses. We should not be we should not point out the ones that do not have the emails and should not make them feel like they are different than the rest of us. I urge a no vote.
Discussion.
Madam President.
Paige.
I rise on the affirmative side of this motion. You see, my mother, who was not raised in the FFA world, nor was my father, And whenever I tell them something that's going on in our chapter, they are very ecstatic about it. And so I can't imagine how much of an influence this would better serve our chapter parents and so many more. I encourage a yes vote.
There's no need for doing this.
I rise to a point of order.
State your point.
Riley did not gain proper recognition from the chair before commencing to speak.
Point well taken. Riley, I must remind you that you must gain proper recognition from the chair before commencing to speak.
Thank you.
Is there any more discussion?
Madam President,
Bronte.
I move we postpone this motion indefinitely.
Second.
It has been properly moved and second that we postpone this motion indefinitely. Bronte, as the maker of this motion, would you like to exercise your first right to debate?
Yes, please. I think that would be a great idea to postpone this motion indefinitely because right now we are all too busy as a chapter, especially our reporter. 165 students is way too many to inform to type out each individual letter. In saying this, I urge you to vote for a no on this postponement, or yes on this postponement.
Discussion.
Madam President,
Riley.
I rise in opposition against this postponement. You see, while this motion has too great a merit to terminate it, I feel as if we would be wasting too much of a great opportunity if we were to kill it and not be able to use this. So I urge a no vote.
Discussion.
Madam President,
Kara.
I am very much against this because I feel like this could really benefit our community and our parents very much. I feel like they'd love to be able to know, and typing up those emails wouldn't be hard, as you could just send a group email. I urge a no vote.
Discussion.
Madam President,
Riley.
I move the previous question.
Second. The previous question has been called for. In the event the previous question passes, all debate will cease and we will proceed to an immediate vote. All those in favor of passing the previous question, please rise. Thank you. Be seated. All those opposed, please rise. Noticing 6 in the affirmative and 0 in the negative, the previous question passes. We will now proceed to vote on the postponement. All those in favor of postponing this motion indefinitely, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say no.
No.
The noes have it. Motion failed. Is there any more discussion on the main motion?
Madam President,
Lacey.
I move we amend this motion by striking out reporter and inserting advisor. So if adopted, it would read, I move that our advisors send chapter news by email to the parents of our FFA members.
Second.
It has been properly moved and second that we amend this motion by striking out reporter and inserting advisor. So if adopted, it read, I move that our advisors send chapter news by email to the parents of our FFA members. Lacey, as the maker of this motion, would you like to exercise your first right to debate?
Thank you, Madam President. I made this amendment because with us having 165 kids in our chapter, that would be far too much work for our reporter to do. If we would be able to put all 4 of our advisors on this task, we would be able to make sure that every child's name is recognized to the parents, so that way we will be more efficient. In saying this, I urge a yes vote.
Discussion.
Madam President,
Maggie.
I am against this amendment because I feel that it would be the reporter's duty to share news with our FFA members. In saying this, I urge a no vote.
Discussion.
Madam President,
Paige.
I am very much for this amendment. You see, it is one of the advisor's duty to inform prospective parents and students about the FFA. This is just another, more efficient way that he would be able to inform them. I encourage a yes vote.
Discussion. Seeing none, we will now proceed to vote. All those in favor of amending this motion, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say no.
No.
The noes have it. Motion failed. Is there any more discussion on the main motion?
Madam President,
Riley.
I'm still in opposition against this motion. You see, our reporter is a very busy person. With football practices that she has to manage, with all the sports events that she does, there's no time for her to do homework and worry about the FFA emails that she would have to send out if we were to pass this motion. I urge a no vote.
Discussion.
Madam President,
Kara.
I am still very much for this motion because, as the reporters or states, to inform every man, woman, and child. That way, by sending out the emails, we'd be better able to inform the people about what's going on in our FFA chapter. I urge a yes vote.
Discussion.
Madam President,
Lacey.
I'm still on the affirmative side of this motion. For like my fellow assembly member, another responsibility of the reporter is to be the chapter photographer. This would allow not only our reporter but the rest of our officers to take responsibility as our officers like we are supposed to do. So in saying this, I urge a yes vote.
Discussion.
Madam President,
Paige.
I would like to reinforce my views on the affirmative side of this motion. You see, not only would our chapter know, but their parents would know. And as we all know, parents like to gossip a little bit. So I hope that they would spread the word and enjoy it. I encourage a yes vote.
Discussion.
Madam President,
Bronte.
This is still a wonderful motion, although I am still opposed because right now we are having a hard time contacting every parent. We don't have a way to receive their email so that we could send out information to them. I think that it'd be too hard to do all this. In saying this, I urge a vote down on this motion.
Discussion.
Madam President,
Maggie.
I again rise in favor of this motion. In our FFA creed, it states, "And less need for charity and more of it when needed." If we were to send out emails instead of sending costly letters, we would save money, needing less charity from our community in things such as fundraisers. In saying this, I urge a yes vote.
Discussion. Seeing none, we will now proceed to vote. All those in favor that our reporters send chapter news by email to the parents of our FFA members, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say no.
No.
The ayes have it. Motion passed. Madam Secretary, do you have a record of any further business which should now be transacted?
I have none, Madam President.
Does any member know of any new or unfinished business which should properly come before this meeting? We are about to adjourn this meeting of the Lobet County FFA chapter. As we mingle with others, let us be diligent in labor, just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and above all, honest and fair in the game of life. Fellow members and guests, join me in a salute to our flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I now declare this meeting adjourned.
Welcome, Kansas, to the final six.
Thank you.
We're going to do like we did the first round. There's going to be 7 questions, 1 for each officer. You may not help each other. So, with that said,